YouTube is a tricky platform. It seems like the trick to make it big or cash out always changes because the algorithm is constantly changing what it favors, based on whether Big Papa Coca-Cola wants to sponsor your video or not. But it wasn't always like this. I know it's crazy to say, but in the year 2010, BAP, that's before Adpocalypse, the site was a proving ground for creativity and comedy, as well as the videos that are favored now. The universe was at peace, and in this moment of peace and tranquility, Mondo Media dropped a little heater by the name of Dick Figures.
You're gonna need an airbag.
Oh! Is that a turtle? That's a fucking dragon!
Dick Figures, for those of you who have never seen it, is a comedy adult animation series created and voiced by Ed Scudder and Zach Keller. The show centered around two characters, Red, an off-the-wall party animal from space. Is he from space? He's from space? Shit, okay. And Blue, a calm yet insecure, nerdy friend of Red's. The two would go on random adventures, sometimes referencing current in real life events like the release of Modern Warfare 3, or just random adventures that Ed and Zach felt like it would be fun to tell. The episodes usually only ran about 2 to 3 minutes in length, but the amount of comedy that the two could put into the episodes was impressive, especially for just being a random passion project by the two. The show even garnered enough praise to be nominated for an Annie in 2012. And as the show went on, the writing process for the jokes evolved with the platform, turning from lol random humor to actually cleverly written jokes by 2014.
Yep, this is where I lost my virginity! Call me sometime. You slut!
Yeah, you heard me. The show ran from 2010 to 2014. No big deal, right? But back on YouTube, a show getting enough support to continue even 2 seasons was unheard of. And they did way more than that. The success of Dick Figures, I think, was something that Zach and Ed did not expect, but they adjusted quickly and kept it coming. From the very beginning of the show, side characters were introduced in different episodes, like Blue's girlfriend Pink, Raccoon, and Lord Tourette's. Lord Tourette's, that was his name. Imagine a character even being named Lord Tourette's in YouTube in 2020. It wouldn't even show up in your recommended. But why did the show gain such a cult following? I think it has something to do with the comedic duo of the straight man and the wild card.
Wow, dude, you're really drunk. I gotta get you home.
Yeah, right! I'm fine. I had never puked from throwing up.
You mean drinking?
It's something that you see a lot of in cartoons that I personally would consider successful. Chowder, Flapjack, Billy and Mandy, hell, even Rick and Morty has it. The idea of devoting one character to be the straight man, the character that reacts the most realistically to what's happening, and the character that acts as a portal into how the viewer might be feeling about what's happening on screen, and then on the flip side, having a character be the wild card, being unpredictable and therefore almost completely unrelatable. It adds a genius comedic duo that Dick Figures benefited very heavily from. And even further on, it added a level of intimacy with the viewer to where you feel like you can relate to Blue almost as if he is thinking what you're thinking constantly, as opposed to Red's unreadable actions or reactions making him endlessly entertaining to watch to see what he'd do or say next, or to see what was off limits. And back in 2010, the answer is very little. It was a time of creative freedom. Not for long, of course. Having the show be aimed already towards adults, I say adults because I was like 13 when I watched this shit, gave it access to more clever, more adult jokes. But even with a solid base and even more solid understanding of the construction of comedy and characters, Ed and Zach were far from done. On June 17th, 2012, they uploaded a video announcing the launch of the Dick Figures movie Kickstarter campaign. I know Kickstarter campaigns nowadays are sort of seen as nah, but back in the day, this was huge. The fact that a YouTube animated series was able to garner enough of a fan base in only 2 years to even consider starting a fan-funded feature film goddamn, that's some alliteration for you, was incredible. Now, keep in mind, this was before stuff like the Hellbenders pilot was released. It was about 2 months in advance, so at this point, it was completely unheard of. And the movie ended up gaining $313.4 thousand on Kickstarter. Holy shit. And on September 17th, 2013, Dick Figures the movie was released on all available digital platforms. I feel like this was massive at the time, but no one was really talking about it. A YouTube 2 to 3 minute web series was able to release a 73-minute feature film that was pretty much paid for by the fans. I feel like this was a huge accomplishment at the time, and honestly, it only made what came after all the more heartbreaking. As many of you know, YouTube in the mid-2010s started to crack down harder on non-family friendly content due to ad companies pulling their ads from YouTube's website. Google makes little to no money off of YouTube. You all know this. I'm not going to act like you're fucking babies. You've seen Adpocalypse videos before. So this was a major ankle sprain in YouTube's horse race, if that analogy makes any sense at all. On top of that, they changed their algorithm to reward watch time over engagement, making short-form videos or animations practically unfavored by the website as opposed to your 10-minute, 1-second Let's Plays or vlogs. And it's the reason that animators like Oni, Rubber Ross, and Egoraptor have pretty much stopped animating as their main content on their respective channels. Ross has moved to streaming, and Egoraptor and Oni both have moved to Let's Plays, all of which are entertaining on their own but still feel forced, like it was this or starve. And Dick Figures sadly was not immune to this change. Episodes very quickly declined after the release of the movie, and by 2015 had stopped being released entirely, save however for the spin-off series Chick Figures, which centered around Red and Blue's daughters, Scarlet and Lavender, which was it was pretty much Dick Figures, but they're girls. And this one only ran for about 7 episodes over the course of a year. It was a strange last swan song for the show and its creators, but it was better than nothing. And since then, there have been no episodes of Dick Figures uploaded to Mondo Media, and since Ed has gone on to work on actual television animation, and Zach has gone on to work on various writing and animation projects as well, it seems like they have no intention of returning to the series. Dick Figures was a hallmark in early 2010s animation on the platform, and quickly found a home amongst the other greats of that era. I'm glad it existed as long as it did, and I'm glad it got cut off and was able to get its own movie, rather than never happening at all, because this shit made me bust like 9 of my guts in middle school, and if you watched it, I hope you enjoyed it too, and if you haven't watched it before, if this just randomly showed up in your recommended, shit, watch it. It's really good. There's only like 50-something episodes. Again, they're only like 2 to 3 minutes long. They're funny. The jokes might be dated. They're just shut up. They're funny. Watch it. And hey, if you have watched it, or you watch it and then you watch this video, let me know if you enjoyed it. Just like this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you like that transition? It was smooth. Sorry, it's been a minute since I last uploaded. I have a lot of ideas stirring and I have so many scripts written, but very little time/passion to put the nose to the grindstone. But this is one that I felt very passionate about. It was very spur of the moment video, but that actually isn't very different from my other videos that are now appearing on the screen. If you want to watch this one, I made it on a Hulk video game that I really liked. Or if you're more a man of the streaming service taste, I made this video over The Boys Season 1. Feel free to watch them. And hey, if you want to consider subscribing or liking the video, I would greatly appreciate it. So 5 months from now, you can get a random notification that I've uploaded again.
That's what you sound like when you puke?
I don't know. You don't know where I've been.
I hate you. I hate you so much.